Hey guys, it's iTechnology back on our video, and today we're going to be restoring the smashed iPhone 5C. So this 5C has had a pretty hard life. The front screen is completely smashed and doesn't work anymore, and the back casing has many little small indents and holes in it, making me believe that it has been dropped against some sharp rocks or hammered with something that I don't even know what. But since I don't have the time or budget to afford a housing replacement to restore this phone, we're just gonna be replacing the completely smashed screen so you can actually use it as a phone again. Now, as always, before starting any repair, make sure that the phone is off. Now obviously on this phone I can't slide to power off, so I'm gonna press and hold the power and home button to force the phone to shut down, and then we can begin the repair process. Following that, I can remove the two pentalobe screws at the bottom of the phone, and then go ahead and use a suction cup and a jimmy tool to pry up the screen. Now first thing, when you're inside the phone, first thing to do, please just disconnect the battery to prevent shorting out any other components. Now someone has definitely at some point worked on this phone before, because there are some brackets missing, such as the display connector bracket. So with that gone, I can pry up the 3 display connectors to free the old broken display from the phone. With that done, I can go ahead and crack out the new display and start transferring over the components such as the earpiece speaker, front-facing camera, the metal shield, and the home button. So I can start by unscrewing all these components, and then after that just re-screwing it back into the new display. Once that's done, we can go and plug the new screen back into the phone and turn it on to test and see if it still works. Now, it was passcode locked, and my first guess was 0000, which worked to my surprise. And when I bought this phone, I had checked that it was a Find My iPhone off, so although it had an iCloud account, Find My iPhone was off, so I was able to remove it with no problem. Then I can go and proceed to reset it to remove all the previous owner's data, and then we can go ahead and set it up as a new phone. Meanwhile, while the phone is resetting itself, I proceeded to just close the phone up and install all of the remaining brackets and screws. I can then go ahead and test out some more functions of the phone to make sure that there was nothing else that was broken and the screen was the only replacement that I need to do. Right after the last clip, I went ahead and plugged the phone in and got ready to sell it online, but then there's another problem I realized. The battery was beyond cooked. This phone's battery would barely even last half a day just sitting there doing nothing. It would be on full charge in the morning, and by about 2 PM in the afternoon, it will be flat. So that's another thing we gotta replace, the battery. So ordered one off of online for about $10. And I'm not really sure if it's a knockoff or anything, but it looks fine, it looks brand new, so we're just gonna go ahead and install it into this phone. Then I can go and power the phone back off again, and then go and take apart the phone again. Now the difference will be that instead of removing the screen, this time I'm going to be working down in a dark connector. Now this might be a little bit strange to some of you, but I'm trying to remove the dot connector so that I'll be able to pull out the pull tabs easier and they have less chance of snagging on anything and snapping, because when that happens it's called nightmare mode. You actually have to pry the whole battery up, which sounds very terrifying, and in truthfulness it is very terrifying. It could blow up. Now when you actually get to the pull tabs themselves, you want to go ahead and cut the tab into two so you can get 2 tries at this, and be really careful not to snip the battery. If not, good luck. And as you can see, both of my tabs just snapped right there, which means I have very good luck. So now we're just gonna go and put the dot connector back in, and we're gonna go and try a different method to take out the battery instead. Now with that done, I can go and flip it around and go and grab a hairdryer to start heating up the back of the phone. Now you do really want to be careful not to heat it up too hot, or you may risk getting your face blown off when the battery explodes. So go and just heat it up until it's just barely too hot to touch. This is to soften the adhesive holding the battery in place, so that when I pry up the battery, it will come up a little bit easier. Afterwards, I can go and flip the phone back around and then start prying up the battery. Now note, you really don't want to be using any metal tools for this job. You may risk puncturing the battery and getting your face blown off again when the battery explodes. So just use plastic tools like what I'm doing here with a plastic spudger. Now what I'm doing here is prying the battery up at an angle such that I am able to access the adhesive and go and pull out the adhesive so that the battery will be able to come out even easier. As you can see, the end result, the battery is very warped. So make sure when you're doing this, the battery is not at like 100% or something. I can't really remember what the percentage of mine, but it was definitely not that high. So I guess that's why I survived. Right, now with the battery out of the way, I can go and clean up the remaining adhesive and go and get ready for the new battery. Right, so instead of putting back that kind of nightmarish adhesive, I'm gonna be putting in something that is less strong but will still do a good job of holding the battery in place, which is blue tack. So if this phone ever needs another battery replacement, the old battery can be removed easily without going to prying it and completely wrecking the battery. I can then put down a few pieces and then seat the battery in place, making sure it is adhered properly. Then I can go and connect the phone up to the motherboard and power it on to make sure that the battery is actually working. Once testing's all done, I can go ahead and finally seal up the phone for hopefully the last time. Yeah guys, so this has been the smashed iPhone 5C restoration. Thank you so much for watching this video. A like and a subscribe are greatly appreciated, and also comment down below what you want to see next, And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video.